go. I do believe we are live. So I'll say indeed. And greetings unto you, beloved and holy friend. Thank you for joining me again on another conscious evolution. Today's whole stream topic is going to be about time as a healer. That adage that goes, time heals all wounds. And I don't know necessarily if I'm actually a believer in the whole time heals all wounds fractal. I don't know. Not necessarily. I'll definitely be devil's advocate for it. But I want to bring into our minds today as well to think of yourself as playing an active role in this process of healing we are a part of, right? That if time can heal wounds, then surely you can heal time. No? The way I think of it is impact, right? That if you make a positive impact in the right now, that positive impact can, at the very least, have the ripple effect of making more positive impacts. And then those added positive impacts make more positive impacts. Meaning that not only can time heal your wounds, maybe you have a bruise, spend a few months, and then suddenly it's gone. Suddenly it's relative, right? The same thing goes the other way around, right? Where if you spend the next few months trying to make this world a better place, you will quite literally create a better future, right? That as time passes, you would have healed, right? That time. Does it make sense? Does it feel like it could be a truth? I hope so. It's nice seeing you friends here. I see Joy Vive joining already. Bless you. Shannon and Nana. Beloved's here too. My power went out. So I'm chilling in the dark. Neighborhood is pitch black and the sun isn't up yet. That is peculiar, Joy Vive. I also do not have electricity. I haven't had electricity today at all. My battery that is keeping the Wi-Fi on is on like 17%, if I'm going to guess, right? So we have like an hour and a bit of electricity left in that battery, keeping the Wi-Fi on at the very least. I'm hoping we get our electricity back in the meanwhile. It's not that great not having electricity all day, but I'm blessing you, Joy Vive. I feel a sense of kinship. Me and you, the same. I'm feeling that fractal right now. And it's so weird that you had to talk about the fact that your power is off right now as well. Because as I was kind of like gearing up for today's stream topic, I was thinking about exactly that, Joy V. The fact that the power is off right now. And that time will heal that wound. Where if I spend enough time, surely the power will come back. Please. Surely the power will come back. And then when the power is back, and I've spent that time waiting, it might as well never have been off. Right? I don't know if you've had that experience where the experience you're having, being able to use the electricity in that moment, feels like has a sense of permanence to it. Like you've always been able to do this. Turn your computer on, turn the kettle on, or whatever, make yourself, something in the microwave. Like you can do that and it's normal to you. And not having that capability doesn't reduce your ability to be happy as much necessarily, right? I think it's like more of a normalized thing. It's like feeling like things are less normal instead of being more normal. What am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that with enough time, Joy V, surely we'll have our electricity back. And then because we have spent that time healing, waiting for the time to heal our electricity grids, it's gonna be like there was no wound at all, right? Because it might feel like there is some sort of injustice being committed when we don't have electricity. But then by the time our electricity is back, it's like there was no wound. It already healed the wound, kind of vibe. I don't know, our power company's website just says outage. An estimated time to fix is 3 hours, around 9 a.m. here. That's good. That's good. We don't have an ESCOM website. I don't even know if they know our electricity is off. And it's been 9 hours now of not, no, maybe more of not having electricity. So at least your power companies are somewhat, there for you, right in time for work, of course, of course. Can't miss out on any of that economies. How inconvenient. I hope it comes back sooner than expected. Joy, love is true. You can't turn your TV on right now. Have to watch my YouTube streams like a savage on your cell phone. Winky winky. If your power comes back soon. Yeah. Like a part of me wants to feel like same with Joy Vive. A part of me feels bad, like it's my fault. Like me not having electricity is like being outputted into the world of consciousness, and that's how Joy Vive doesn't. That's not how it works. There's no ESCOM website. No, that there is. Hey Google. Hey, can you show me the ESCOM website? New. There we go. So this is the ESCOM website. So we have up top, starting with, we are currently load shedding in stage 3. Yeah, which means there's like certain stages, which is the amount of windows of no electricity that you have in a day. We're supposed to not have electricity today, but we're not having electricity in the times where we're supposed to have electricity. So there is an alert that says there will be more load shedding. And then there's a bunch of divisions, there's a bunch of media statements, there's a bunch of complaint handling process links, there's data portals, manana. There's an app as well, technically. But there's nothing on the actual website being like, oh, y'all, you people here in this area don't have electricity for this reason. Maybe I can use this chatbot. His name is Alfred. Goodness, dude, I wonder if freaking ESCOM has ChatGPT. Okay, you have to download the app to access Alfred, the chatbot. Yeah, this looks like ChatGPT, yo. What the hell? This is kind of like breaking my brain just a little bit. Just like a little bit. Like our freaking power grids are advanced enough to have AI tools implemented, but not advanced enough to give us electricity. There is a tiny human sleeping on my face. That sounds... I wanted to say that sounds nice, but it doesn't, to be completely honest. Doesn't actually sound nice. It sounds wholesome. Sounds pretty wholesome. Sounds... Is there a word for nostalgia for something you haven't experienced? Or for nostalgia for something that you have experienced, or that you are experiencing, but you know that you won't get to have many of these experiences? You know what I mean? For instance, I am a father, and I get to have my child at this scale, right? Because they grow up fast. And then I know in that moment of them laying on my face that as they grow, 1, they're going to be too big to be sleeping on my face. 2, they're going to be too self-conscious and in their own heads about sleeping on my face, right? So as I'm experiencing this moment as Duck Dad, I'm like, yeah, there won't be many of these moments, and it makes me feel a certain way. What is that feeling? What is that feeling, Duck Dad, you're feeling right now? Tell me, oh. It's not nostalgia, is it? Has like a nostalgia vibes to it. Like some nostalgia, like pre-nostalgia or something. Yeah. Hey, Ground Sparkle. Blessings to you, friend. Good morning, Duck Dad. I've said hi. I see Louisiana here too. Kristen too. No. I totally wanted to make coffee and put you on the living room TV. No power, no TV, no coffee. I saw the fractal. I saw it. I like, we have like gas stoves here in South Africa, so that's the only reason I got to drink my coffee today. But yeah, I don't know if you have those in America necessarily. At least you know it's human, Duck. Did a monkey nibble a power line? That must be it, bruh. I just want communication, right? Like if you're gonna switch my power off for 9 hours, at least be like, hey, what's up, oh? How about we're gonna switch your power off for the next 9 hours? And I'm like, oh, okay. This is supposed to be this way. There are people doing this. Right now, it's just like, this is just my reality, right? Have I ever had electricity? What is electricity? What is this line? light shining on my face right now. Is that electricity? There's cows running behind. Is that electricity? How do I turn those cows into electricity? Need to build hamster wheels for cows. Attach that hamster wheel to a turbine, and then let the cows generate. Inefficient? Probably. Does sound kind of solar punk though, a little bit, right? Just imagine you rocking up to this house and you see a bunch of massive hamster wheels and cows running in them. And I want it to be like cartoonish, where you can like see the electricity outside of the wiring, where it goes bzz, 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 bzz. Yeah, that's the next step. Please, solar, please. And we don't even really have that much light today. So even if we had solar, I don't know if it would be doing its job. Maybe if we had batteries, more batteries. Like it's hard to boil a kettle with a battery either way, Joy Vive. So maybe there's room for both, combustibles as well. Damn monkeys. Hey, Lovazana, thank you for blessing us, friend. Joy Vive, debatable, with the noises coming out of this stuffy nose. I'm filled with love, but I slept like shit. Yeah, that sounds about right. I hope you feel better. Bless you. I know about that. I remember once when my son was a baby, I just looked at him and burst into tears, thinking about all the things that would happen to him in his life and him growing up and moving through the whole process took place in the space of about 3 seconds and took me really off guard. Thank you, Loizana, for echoing the thing that I was thinking about, right? And it is time related. So it is technically stream relevant, topic relevant. We human beings have a very interesting relationship with this time thing. Hey Sam, it's nice seeing you. Here you are, so we can spend some time together. I have a gas stove and a French press, but I buy beans and my grinder needs power. My grinder is on batteries as well, for this exact reason. JV, you need to get yourself a small battery so you can run your grinder. I see Ashley here too. Love and to you, friend. Thank you for respecting this space enough to show up for it. No. Get rock and bowl, Joy. Crush like ancestors. Get coffee. So just to like preface this, I was rockin' bowling. It's like a rock ball with a rock stick that you sticky stick. Isn't it called a mortar and pestle? That's what I used to call it. Mortar and pestles can also be used to crush your coffee. This is true. However, believe me, Sam, when you're ready for coffee, the act of mortar and pestling coffee beans is not really what you want. So I changed. I was doing it that way as well. Like that is the no electricity needed version, but it gets old real quickly. I know exactly what you're talking about, Lozana. I remember thinking when Amara was a baby that someday I'll feed her last bottle, and broke down into a bawling mess. Love is true. I know that that's what you're showing up for nonetheless. Time heals all wounds, right? Even those that are induced by time. Does that make sense? Right? That's why a part of me doesn't believe that time heals all wounds, because some wounds are caused by time itself, like that of our children growing up and moving out. Hey Lisa, blessings to you, dear friend. It's nice having you. I totally used a mortar and pestle one some years ago to crush beans. I've done too. Like the thing for me is the volumetric side of it, right? Like with my coffee bean crusher, I put in the unit of coffee beans I'm gonna be drinking, and then I push button until I hear a certain level of granularity, right? Like it goes, and if it reaches a certain level of ticky ticky ticky, that's like smaller bean granules hitting the top of the grinder. I know now it's ready. However, with the mortar and pestle, you cannot put the entire unit of beans that you're going to be drinking. You have to do it slowly. Like, have to cut the amount of beans you're going to be drinking in like at least thirds, right? Do it in like thirds. And that gets, yeah, it gets on your nerves. If I could do it like once, if I had like a massive mortar and pestle, maybe then it would be fun. But the small ones do not do it for me. Shan, I hate those Facebook posts or whatever that say one day you'll be changing a diaper and it'll be the last diaper you ever change. Then the last good night kiss. The last story read. Yeah, those aren't really fun to pay attention to, but they are important, Lozana. Because in my mind, it allows us to appreciate the time that we have right now a little bit more. Right? The one that got me, I don't have any children, so the last diaper you'll ever change or the last goodnight kiss, that doesn't really register to me right now, right? As a non-parent, if you will. However, the fractal of there was a day when it was the last day that you went out and, rode your bicycle with your friends or whatever, right? Like a part of your childhood almost disappearing. That got me a little bit more in my like, how am I supposed to feel about this, right? Because it did come in hindsight. It didn't come as like a be aware of this so you know when it happens. It was more like in retrospect being like, yeah, I guess there was just one day where it suddenly disappeared, where time took that from me, if you will. Why do people do that? To remind themselves, Lozana, to remind themselves. And now I pass it along. Sorry, you don't have to apologize. It's good to remind ourselves, right? Kind of like in paradox, especially of today's stream topic of time heals all wounds. Some wounds are caused by time itself. Can the wounds caused by time be healed by time? Not, in my mind, by our current physical limitations. I don't think so. I do believe that we're going to try and change that, though. I believe time is relative. Einstein is like, yeah, look at this fucker. Yeah, Einstein. Time is totally relative. In other words, how you experience time is probably different to the way I experience time. In fact, it's 100% different. Like if you're literally a year older than me, you're experiencing time differently right now. You're younger than me, you're experiencing time different right now. That as we keep aging, time becomes, or at least a day becomes a smaller and smaller fraction of your total time lived. Meaning that at least theoretically speaking, perceptually speaking, time speeds up the older you get. And I think that's also something we're gonna try and change, right? Imagine time speeds up, at least conceptually, perspectively, as you age. And then by the age of 70, we develop some sort of new neuronal technology, be it drug-like in nature, be it gene editing, be it cybernetics. And then suddenly you experience time the same way a 5-year-old does again. What is that going to do to your mind? I would like to believe it's going to be good for us. I would. And I'm trying to see it as a means of healing, all right? That if you, as a 70-year-old, get to experience time the way a 5-year-old does again, that's going to be good for you, healing. It's going to feel like a salve for your mind, for your consciousness, for your awareness. I'm grateful I'm off of Facebook. Yeah, Facebook doesn't get my attention. I also deleted the app from my phone because it has this way of like almost like baiting you, right? It's like you start off with the little notification that has like a bunch of little red dots of a number in it, and you're like, oh, something important, notifications, and then you click on it, and it's like a bunch of this person did that, or this person so and so, or, and I'm like, oh, so nothing of importance, and then you go back to the homepage, and then there's maybe like some post by one of the people that feels mildly significant, relatable, or whatever, and you start scrolling, and you're like, what the fuck am I doing right now? Why am I doing this? and then I have to pull myself back from it. And like having the app on my phone allowed me that loop of checking notifications and then getting caught in a scrolling loop. And as soon as I realized that that was my pattern of use every single time I went into that app, I just deleted it completely. Sorry, I shouldn't have mentioned it. No, please mention it all the time. Remind us. Melita is here with us. Do I have my stick? I don't have Melita the stick here right now. Have you at least? Thank you for joining us, friend. One day, the inevitable heat death of the universe will occur. One day will be our last day. I mean, time is relative. Time is relative, Sam. Technically, we can build a technology that could outlast the inevitable heat death of the universe. And technically, can time dilate the whole inception thing over and over again to stretch out the end of the universe infinitely. Right? So we can have an infinite more days after there are no more days to be had. Technically speaking. As I mean, like I'm like the end of the inevitable heat of the universe is like in 20 billion years. So I believe 20 billion years is enough time for a species, at the very least, to figure out how to continue being even after nothing gets to. I just want to say that time heals all wounds. Love you, Dad. It's nice having you here, bro. I would like to believe so, man. Stick around, though. Keep spending some time and then keep healing those wounds. Here for 5 minutes before I chat with Jane. Bless Jane and her heart as well. I know you mentioned that she's not feeling that great. I hope she's completely back in health. You want to come on my lap? There you go. This is now officially Pippi's stream. Oh, you go, sweet girl. No, 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 no. Jane is A-okay now for sure. Bless. Thanks for thinking of her. Thank you, bro, for showing up for her too, man. For showing up for yourself by letting her guide you, man. This is the way. So much, sweetie. Yeah, love is true. I don't really want to take the camera off her, to be honest. I want to keep it there. She's so cute, right? What is it with people and their doggers? You're so cutie. You're such a cutie, cutie. Such a cute. Yeah, so cute. Loopy loop. Gasp. Love is true. All messages. Thank you for reminding me. Joy V. Appreciate ya. Oh no, Louisiana, it's totally fine. Those ships sailed a long time ago. I'm so grateful to get to embrace all of her firsts and lasts that are yet to come. It's so interesting that you say that exactly. The whole firsts thing, you know, like there was a line by PewDiePie talking about his little new baby that he brought into this world. And he was mentioning, like, why is it that parents find it fascinating or exciting to have a child? And his articulation of it really resonated with me, where he goes, you know that feeling when you're like super excited to show a friend a movie that you love but they've never seen? Now imagine everything is new to a person because they're a baby and they haven't seen anything. And you get to be the person in their life that goes, look at this new cool thing. Isn't this thing cool? Over and over again. That moment, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Makes sense why people love their kids so much. And, you know, it changes your outlook on life, literally. Allows you to see through the child's eyes again. Our thoughts are time. Otherwise, time doesn't exist. That is not the direction I thought the stream would take. Dear Melita, but I really like it. There is no time without you thinking about it. I kind of am. What's the word I'm looking for? I'm cold to agree. I feel like that is right. Because there is this space in which you don't think any thoughts, or you don't think about time. And then time isn't really that big of a problem, right? When you're sitting in math class and you're looking at the clock and you're like, I wish time would pass faster. If only time would not be so slow. That's when time really gets extended. So I think I'm, come on, I'm looking for that word. I'm accustomed, I'm inclined. Is that the right word? I'm inclined to agree. Time after time, time after time. We're late for a very important date. You're here. Thank you for joining us, Josh Ma. Nobody ever late. Yeah, exactly. Heard some, hearing some sounds. No, 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 no. I used to love this Christian musical named Mark Hurd. One of my favorite songs of his was called The Last Time. I just dropped the lyrics in general. Thank you, Novazana, for sharing your fractals with us. No, 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 no. I'm making a chicken dish with thyme tonight. Bless you, bro. Sounds actually nice. Okay, love is true. The date is so many unbirthdays. That date is so many unbirthdays. Doesn't unbirthday mean dying? I'm so confused right now. What does that mean? And a very merry unbirthday. Oh, yes. Yes, we had one of our friends mention that we should be celebrating our unbirthdays, which is every day other than the birthday that you were birthed on, right? That's so today is at least some of us is unbirthdays, but unbirth, my mind, like the way that words work, that's not exactly what I want to happen. Like you said just a few days ago, Dan, time heals all wounds. Bless. If you could save time in a bottle, you'd put it on chicken for lunch. If we could save time in a bottle, how would that work? Would you drink it and then de-age? If you drink too much time, will you become a baby? If I could get myself a bottle of time right now, how much of it would I want to drink, right? Would I turn myself back into a 14-year-old? Probably not. Yeah, probably 100% not. 18? I also don't really think so, right? Like, I don't know how long I'd actually want to go back. Right now, maybe maximum 4 years. So I need to take a small sip of the time bottle. Bruh. I could just see people, everybody around the world, suddenly being babies, turning themselves into children, literally. Yum, yum, yum. You see these CEOs looking like 5-year-olds running companies. Oh, okay. Making music is like decorating time. I do like that, Fractal. I think making any art is decorating time. Right? Technically, at least in my mind. Ow! Your little feetsies are sharp, yo. And you just stepped a bunch of dirt onto my body. That's not cool. You also got a tick that you brought onto me. Like she stepped in a bunch of mud and now stepping on me. Bruh, that's so rude. Can you see that? See all this freaking mud? Peppy, yo. I don't like being dirty, It's not really my jam. But I do get it. You are a doggo. If a doggo needs... You wanna come on my lap again? I think most of the mud came off at least. Get this one. Let's get this one. Oh, this one. Okay. Yeah, you can come. Okay. There we go. Part of me wants to drop my camera lower. See if I can show you what Pippi is looking at. Alright, if there's a way for me to catch her in frame and get some of the environment as well. I don't think it goes any lower than that, unfortunately, though. Chippy dog. Oh, so nice. Covered strollers. I would get one of those covered strollers that people push their dogs in, but my kitties wouldn't go for it, I'm sure. Maybe if you have one of those that can close, right? Maybe then it'll be okay. Lock them in a little box. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, sweet animal of mine. When you lost and you look and you find mint. When you lost and you look and you find mint. Time after time. Don't laugh at me, it's not that funny. Little Pippi. It's a variation of a McKenna quote. What mushrooms once said to him. You want some? You want some of this? Is that doing it for you, sweetie? Oh, you gosh, sweetie, but sweetie. Is Aunt B here? Love to you. It's nice having you, Aunt B. Blessings to you. Our thoughts, our time. Terence McKenna quote. I like it. Thank you for bringing his wisdom into the stream as well. Terence McKenna is like one of my idols for ability to articulate and like nuance in language. Also, when we do something we love, we become what we're doing, or rather become time. I want to save the good air quality in the woods in a bottle. Sounds like O'Hare. All right. Some of your friends might know that fractal. O'Hare air. Buy your air in a bottle. Because we have polluted the earth to the point where you need to. Drank too much. Time. Now I have to win this really intense swimming race in the dark of a billion of my bodies, please. It was too far back, bruh, this morning. It's overcast and breezy. The rain is coming in 10-minute waves of 30-minute intervals. And the entire environment smells clean. The herons and the crows are the only ones out right now. The whole farm is tucked in for the coming storm. A very peaceful morning. That sounds so blessed. Bless you. We also have like some overcast on this side as well. Seems to be a theme today. Some themes going around at least. Perfect description of the day, Joe. Exactly. Bless. I love that. Can you smell the petrichor? Like that smell of rain. Who's singing in the background? That's my sister, Joy Vive. Shantai is singing right now. Thanks for taking my brain on a mini vacation. Bless. Aunt B. Rabbit. My favorite part of big weather is being able to smell the air that has been traveling for miles and miles. Transports me to wherever that breeze came from. The air doesn't smell like much right now. It hasn't been too windy at the very least. I like the way the air smells early in the morning. Me too. Mariah! Hey! It's nice having you. How are you? How are the boys? Thank you for blessing us with your presence. Today is like a Pippi-based stream. We get to see Pippi being such a cutie. Such a cutie patootie. Look at his little legsy tucked in underneath. Look at these little ears. So curious. How's everyone been as of late? I have been dealing. Right? I feel like I'm in a weird place of, I don't know if it's dissociation or soft awareness, right? Like I'm present for my experience, but I'm not as invested. Does that make sense? Maybe. It's like I'm more here for whatever instead of being here for something specific. Yo, Pepe, you have a bunch of fleas on your ears, yo. I'm only seeing these now. Let me go get a pair of tweezers quickly, and then I'm gonna help you out of that, okay? All right? I'll come back in a second. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I'll come back. Oh. No, 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 no. No, 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 no. There we go. I'm back. I'm back, sweetie. Yeah, I'm back. There you go. Come. 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 Yeah. Come. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Now we can take care of these fleas. Yes, filthy little animals stealing your goo, yo. Stop doing that to my puppy. Stop it, you silly. You stop doing that. No, don't worry. Right? These are not wounds that time will heal. Technically, the wounds that they created, time will heal, but time will not take care of these things for her. They'll just make more. There we go. No, don't worry. Don't worry, puppy. Don't you worry. Don't you worry, sweetie. Is Yash here too? What a blessing. Hey, Yash. It's been a while, bro. How are you feeling, man? Are you still in Cape Town? I've had a few friends move to Cape Town in the meanwhile. Taking fleas of my popper. Riveting content. We're talking about time today, and specifically how time can heal wounds. But the message I'm offering is that if time can heal wounds, then surely you can too, right? Not only that, but you have this ability to heal time on the other side. Right? This ability to do something good. That's the way I'm seeing what I'm doing for Pipi right now. And that's going to give her a better time going forward. Let me see if there's more here. Okay, nothing on this ear anymore. But I didn't think I saw some here, Pipi. I saw some of them here, yeah. There we go. Found one. No. They're far away. They're so far away. There you go. There's two more here. Wait. You still have a few? Still have a few left. Got that one. Got that one too. Let me just pull this other one out. There you go. That should be better. Yeah. There you go. There's a car coming. I think my mom is back. So Pippi is on her adventures again. We are blessed with this experience. If a dog or cat eats fleas, it gives them tapeworms. Now you know. I didn't know that. I thought that the tapeworm eggs would be bigger. Do fleas have the tapeworm eggs in them in that case? Do they have to eat the tapeworm eggs? Too many questions, bro. I don't know. Hello again, Yash. Bless to you. I'm all good in Cape Town. Good to see everyone. Bless, man. Happy to hear you're still doing good there. Should I move to Cape Town? I was like thinking about it for a while there, Yash. I was really thinking about it, but I don't know if I actually ended up manifesting as hard for that fractal. I just started cell salts. Has anyone taken them before? Cell salts. No. Hey, Google. What is cell salts? Cell salts. Cell salts are made from the 12 minerals essential for your body's function. They include forms of calcium, potassium, magnesium, sodium, iron, and silica, which work at the cellular level. There are 12 individual cell salts, and each is geared towards healing specific emotional and physical symptoms and ailments. The more you know. Maybe that could be another thing you can implement into your flower remedies or something like that, Shan. It's 47 right now. As well, look at the time. Just spitting facts, peeps. Love is true. It's also true. Is Cape Town the fashionable place to live these days? Technically, yes. Yes. Like Cape Town is like seen as the Europe of Africa kind of vibe. When I lived on the coast, my dogs never needed flea medicine. I would take them to the ocean once or twice a week, and they never had fleas or ticks. Living inland changes that. But Epsom salt bath works great too. Probably kills them. Apparently, talcum powder also does the job. Like, wrecks them kind of vibe. I don't know if the salt has the same effect, but I can definitely see that. Pippi doesn't have a lot of fleas. That's the thing. She had like almost 7 of them on her ears today, which I was like shocked to notice, because I usually do take care of her, and make sure she doesn't have too many of them. I'm the only one that does stuff like that, though. But that's neither here or there. Pippi's like, we're done here. Yes, my cat got really sick from eating fleas. How do they do that though? Do they like chew on themselves and then they bite the fleas off, or after you take them off, like I'm not exactly sure you can buy fleas in bulk, right? Like I'm like missing a thing or two probably. Me too, Joy too. When I lived by a dam, definitely a big party scene. That is true. I never heard of salts on B. The more we know, salt water definitely heals. Supposedly, depending on when you were born, is what salt you need more. Oh, more interest, I guess, right? Like how many things influence us actively that we have absolutely no idea about. Like I'm trying to imagine what salt I'm supposed to take. I do take magnesium and zinc right now, but those are probably not salts, technically speaking. I get a bunch of unabsorbable calcium from my water. We call it calc. So that's one other thing. She ate fleas off of herself. Okay. Yeah, shame. I'm trying to imagine as an animal, what do you do about fleas, yo? Like at least eating them, they're dead and no longer in your environment, but it's not exactly like you have the equipment to crush them or just, shake them off like they hold on for dear life kind of vibe. Hope she feels better. I have high blood pressure and don't need more salt. So, Joydeep, high blood pressure and salt aren't technically correlated. That data that has been over-reported on for like the last 20 years or something is actually bad data, because they did like wide overarching studies and they asked people how much salt they consume and they tested their blood pressure. But the people that ends up eating more salt also ate more in general and more foods that would contain salt. So, and they didn't factor in for how much they were drinking or how much they were smoking or any other life factors. So, yeah. Hey, Google, does salt cause high blood pressure? Let's see what Google tells me directly. A number of studies link high salt intake to high blood pressure and a lower risk of premature death and cardiovascular disease, including heart attacks and strokes, said some doctor and a professor of a chair at the Department of Epidemiology. Yeah, a number of studies. Number of studies also say otherwise, right? I feel like it's again a matter of how much salt you intake. If you're eating like 10 grams of salt a day, that's like a little bit concerning, but up to 2 grams, I don't really think is a problem. I used to take in I don't know if it was 5 grams, it was like 5 milliliters of salt, like a teaspoon full of salt when I was doing keto, because your body doesn't, have as much insulin, so you end up losing salt faster. So yeah, ask your doctor, I guess, or whatever. I don't like messing with supplemented electrolytes. They can really mess you up, at least from my personal experience. Yeah, different bodies, right? This isn't the table salt and helps absorb other minerals and nutrients in your diet. How about that? Melt, you probably have the healthiest body here. I wouldn't worry about a salt deficiency. You think my body's healthy? Thank you for saying that, bro. I feel like I've not been taking as good of care of myself as I could have been, right? Especially when it comes to like my food choices. That's something I look forward to, at least in time changing. You're comfy there? And you want to be directly on my lap? I know my leg is a little bit funky, but just there you go. Harshwini. She was like sitting on the edge of the seat, that little edge there. Harshwini. To have a little creature that has all of this room, and then she will choose to come and sit right here on my lap. What a blessed experience to have a little Pepekish or Machasi. So lucky. I love my celery juice. Haven't had a single sip of celery juice in my whole life. Lady Gaga is my hero. Just saying. Why? Why is Lady Gaga your hero, Mariah? Let us know. Type in chat why Lady Gaga is your hero. We would like to hear you say more things. I don't know. You had to take extra salt when you were on keto, but then I've never done keto because I love veggies. Not a sentence you read every day. But yeah, keto is a way to experience the food cycle, right? There's like a bunch of stuff that we can go into, but most of it is polarizing. So I'll just make it another thing. Just another thing that you can do. Heroes will disappoint. Yeah. Hey Google, define hero. Hero, a person who is admired or idolized for courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities. I feel Lady Gaga has a few outstanding achievements and definitely is someone that I see as courageous. So, you know, maybe that is an appropriate word. Keto is the way. I do understand so as well, Melina, to be completely honest. Right? Like that's where the whole polarizing thing comes in. Like we all would like to believe our way is the way. But again, it depends. It depends on your own environment. It depends on your own experience. The only thing that kind of sells keto as the way for me is the fact that you can survive eating only meat. You're like, no, Melt, you need vitamins from food like vegetables. No. Actually, you don't. That's the thing about meat is it has a lot of vitamins. And on top of that, the vitamins were processed by an animal, which means they are bioavailable. In other words, your body can actually absorb them. And there's a bunch of cultures in the world, like the Eskimos. I don't know if that's what they like being called these days, technically. The people that live in the Arctic, they do not have access to vegetables because it doesn't grow there. It's ice. So they eat animals. They eat so much fat, an absurd amount of fat, because our bodies can process it into ketone bodies, which is technically a more efficient fuel source. You have to sleep less, your skin instantly gets better. And the thing that finally sold keto for me is the fact that babies are in a state of ketosis as soon as they enter the world. And not only that, but they were built out of ketones when they were in their mother's womb. Did you know that? The reason we found out about ketones is because of a dude literally dying. And we labeled it as ketoacidosis, right? Where technically, at some point, your body literally starts destroying itself in order to make more ketone bodies. But also, people who have extremely elevated level of ketones is pregnant women. And if we found out about ketones that way first, I feel like the world and our food landscape would already be vastly different. So yeah, again, if you have a child, if you were a child at one point, you used to be 100% ketone powered. Like all of you. You were literally constructed with ketones as the fuel source. It's just easier. And it's highly palatable to eat sugar. It's a very efficient fuel source. It really goes to your cells quickly. But that's not actually good for them. Literally makes them explode sometimes. Your mitochondria will literally explode with the sugars that kind of enter it sometimes because of the inflammatory properties of it as well. Nanshi, blessings to you. It's nice seeing you here too. Melty, I'd bet that you are in better health. Love again to you, bro, than most people in the space right now. I know how conscious this group is too. You have a discipline that many people do not. Thank you. Thank you, Joshua. I'll take that lovin's. I'll take it. I just don't think of myself as nearly, not even remotely. In fact, so far from perfect. So far. And I'm trying to get better. And I feel like that's the part of me that's standing in the way of accepting your compliments, Bully. Thank you for the love, man. Pessimistic much. That makes sense though. Again, you haven't told us why she's your hero just yet, Mariah. If you find yourself bored, look up tissue or cell salts. We are made of the stars that we are. They say never meet your heroes. I've heard that fractal as well. I'm currently on the Ayurvedic cleanse, though it would be super deprived. Thought it would be super deprived, but it's not. Cooking the food while working is a chore, though. That's the biggest thing. Blessings on your cleanse, friend. I hope it goes well. Let us know how it feels if you're done or while you're busy still. New info is always fun, true. All the flavors, possibly helpful. I'm not trying to push a product. It's an interesting read. Of course not, Bethany. And we appreciate you for sharing this fractal because, again, the point of this space is conscious evolution, right? So now in my mind, there is cell salts as an extra thing that could potentially benefit my health, right? So maybe even, let me show you this thing that I have. I'm going to add it to my list. I have a list within my folders, my food and nutrition folders. I have a folder called health and supplements. And this is the list of things that I've collected so far that apparently help us live longer, right? And I'm going to add here at the bottom. Is it a vitamin? Is it a nootropic? I'm going to just add it to the main list. We'll add cell salts. And in brackets, tissue salts. So my list goes as such. NAD boosters, athletic greens, which is just vitamins technically, metformin, resveratrol, resveratrol, that's probably the way to say it, NMN, spermidine, B1 as a vitamin, OneSkin, it's a cream with peptides apparently, retin A is also for your skin, straight up bee pollen apparently is good for you, moringa, urolithin. I think I've added spermidine twice here. I did. Yeah, it is what you think it is, unfortunately. Then there is a Pelocerelia coriflorelia, which is a flower. Raw pine pollen also apparently helps. Mountain rose herbs, methylene blue. I want to get myself some methylene blue. It's also another thing that causes longevity that has been around for a very long time that people don't know about. Ginkgo, which is also apparently good. Now, cell salts, vitamins is collagen, vitamin E, vitamin B6, vitamin A, vitamin D, zinc, curcumin, selenium, magnesium, fish oil, tryptophan, iodine, nutritional dietary nitrate, and then there's another vitamin supplement. Nootropics is L-theanine, exogenous ketones, there we go, also helps. Nicotine gum, that one I don't know if I'll actually do, but it has like nootropic benefits studied. Then there's like mixes of like alpha, GPC, phosphodiol, serine, ginkgo biloba, that one, ginkgo biloba again, aniracetam, which is a serotonin acting. And there's like biogeometry as practices to help you live longer as well. Human growth hormone technically can do that too. DHEA, metformin again, vitamin D and zinc. So yeah, I'm adding all of these things to my list and cell salts is now a part of it. So don't apologize, you're not selling me anything. I haven't bought any of those things Technically, some of the vitamins, like the magnesium and zinc, that one I have gotten myself in the fish oils, obviously. But that's the only one off that list that I've actually purchased. I'm just gonna gather that information, until you like L-theanine. How about that? As soon as I have the capital to spend on myself, hopefully I'll get even better in health. Let's see. We'll get to see, technically. Exploding Mitochondria, another great band name. Exploding Mitochondria does sound pretty hardcore, not gonna lie. Okay. I haven't fired this one up yet, but it is stacked. Look at that schmecky disciplined man. Oh, so disciplined. Thank you. I need to be more disciplined. Like, that's why I feel like I'm having a hard time accepting your friends' lovin's right now. Because, like, I know myself and I know I haven't been as disciplined as I would like to be. Right? And it's like causing me a certain sense of like, thank you, but also I could be more disciplined. No, 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 no. There we go. Pessimistic or realistic? I don't idolize flesh people. I'm gonna still choose to believe that Joy Vive idolizes me. Joy Vive's gonna be the first person that buys my bathwater. Too soon? Not funny. Oh, love is true. They say never meet your hero. I'm currently on. I think I traded one. No, 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 no. It's not going out for Indian food for dinner. Interesting read. Been cooking every day too, Nancy. It's not my favorite, but I enjoy fresh food every day. Bless. I'm happy that you're cooking for yourself, Joy Vive. Like that alone is going to do such wonders for your health. I feel like you may be limiting yourself, Joy Vive. Flashy people can be heroic. Look at Melty. He's so flashy, and he shows up every day. Yet this is not gross to you. Yeah, look at me. Look at. Stop. Stop me. Stop it, please. I'm not doing anything heroic, technically speaking. I'm just showing up today. Right? That's what I'm doing. I'm showing up today, and today I've shown up. Look at all the burps sitting on that line. I feel like I have an audience. Hey, burps. What's up, y'alls? So yeah, all of us are showing up for love, right? And if that is heroic, then hot diggity damn. Every single one of you friends are heroes as well. I'm happy to be surrounded by a bunch of heroes like you. Just stop pushing your Avon products in us. So what you don't understand is it's not a product, Joe Schmo. It is in fact a money-making opportunity. All you have to do is get 7 of your homies to also sell all of these new products. And then in doing so, and them getting 7 homies to sign up for each of them, you're gonna make so much money. It's not a product. You're making gang cash, Joe Schmo. You're missing out right now. I wouldn't be surprised if YouTube, instantly like removes this freaking stream. Like I was making that joke one day where there was a bot that posted like some sort of Fortnite battle pass or V-Bucks, like scam fractal, and I like read it out like I was believing in it, and they literally completely blacklisted my entire video. I was like, bruh, definitely doesn't pick up on tone, unfortunately. So now I'm super mindful. Exploding mitochondria. I can assume you're not limited. Everyone should try out every diet and see how their body reacts to it. This I actually do agree with. Not trying to offend you. Love is true. Joy, I wouldn't mind, but working really cramps the style, especially with recipes I haven't used before. Yeah, you don't have that familiarity just yet. I have, Mel, and I'm grateful for the experience, and I know what my body wants now. Exactly. God knows, love is true. You're an awesome feeling, knowing what your body wants, Shan. It exactly is. Right? Like this. And that's where I feel I want to find myself in right now. And I was like thinking about, when I move out, I don't really want to be obsessed with losing weight anymore. I feel like a part of me is over it, right? And it was partly due to a conversation I had with Shan where she went back a year to the conversation we were having in that moment. And I was going through the same shit a year ago. that I'm going through right now. And just knowing that, just like being reminded of that fact, instantly made me like, oh, bro, am I doing a stupid right now? Maybe I should stop stupid thing like this. And I've been trying. I've been doing good. And now I want to just feel good, right? I want to feel good. I want to diet for feeling, for my immediate day-to-day experience, not for some sort of goal, not for some sort of I'm gonna get this lean, not for some sort of I'm gonna look this jacked, because that doesn't make you feel good. Looking more jacked doesn't make you feel good, right? Like there's a point like where you get jacked enough and you get that benefits. Like for me again, it's strength, right? I'm more obsessed, more concerned with how strong I feel in my yoga practice than I am with how good I look. And that is already a shift that happened a while ago, but I was still longing for that certain look, right? Especially by social media standards, and finding myself in the role of a social media or like believing that somehow my value is associated with how good I look without my shirt on. Like it's a bunch of bullshit. And now I just want to feel good. And I do. I feel better these days. Just not having to think about it like that anymore. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that continues to change. I'm also down to try a vegetarian diet, right? In the same way, Melida, like as you just mentioned, I've never properly tried the vegetarian diet. I have properly, technically speaking, tried the keto one, and it worked wonders. It worked straight up wonders. My skin was healthier than it ever has been, and I was the lowest weight that I've ever have been. And I had the most energy, technically speaking. I had a lot of energy, but I didn't feel as strong. So there was like that trade-off, right? So I'm down to try the vegetarian diet as well and see how that actually affects me. That's none of your business. Why she's your hero? I mean, you made it our business by just saying, right? You were like, Lady Gaga is my hero, just saying. And then we were like, okay, why? So you did make it our business, then, technically, didn't you? No. Scope, skinny up. Spirulina to that list. I should actually, you're right. Technically, athletic greens and that other vitamin supplement that I had on the list as well, both of those products have spirulina in it. So that adds. How long are we gonna be no caffeine? Nancy is no caffeine right now. I'm feeling a tad cranky, but I know I've gotten over that. Love is true. Bee pollen on chocolate. Haven't had that. That sounds nice, actually. There's 12 of them, and the common names are calcium fluoride, calcium phosphate, calcium sulfate, ferrium phosphate, potassium chloride, magnesium sulfate, etc. Yeah. Power just came back on. Bless you. I think our power is still off. I still have Wi-Fi though, so we're still doing good. Let me go and check what my battery percentage is on the Wi-Fi UPS to see if it's gonna last for a little bit longer, so we can know when we're supposed to pull a card. Hey, our power is back on as well. How about that, Joy Vive? Did you just manifest us some power? You can probably hear our fridge being like, bruh. Hear this. There we go. Yeah, it went from being, or supposed to being, at minus 17 to being, oh, this one's a 17 as well, to being -1. Yeah, our battery didn't die at least. Still at 17% left. So I was kind of like incorrect on my previous measure. Hello, puppy. Hello, puppy. Hello, puppy. Hello, doggies. Huh. I think the battery I had powering my camera. Oh, there we go. Interesting. So my little light, when it is powered by an external power source, will switch over completely to that external power source until it has no more battery left. So the more we know. I want to get it a little bit more centered now, actually. I feel like the lighting situation changed a bit in the meanwhile. There we go. It's a little bit cold right now as well, actually. Melt, you don't look overweight. Is that from your mom being hypercritical about looks? Partly, probably, but I am. I am overweight. Like it's not like I'm looking it. I know, right? If I go down, right, like all of that is excess weight that I'm carrying. Tekanakri. Right? And I'm at this point in my life, like willing to show you stuff like that because I'm trying to normalize it to myself, right? Like it's not normal to have fat on your body. It's very normal. Everybody, even the most jacketh to the maxeth person, has some percentage of fat on his body. The thing is, just like 2 months ago, I had 10 pounds less fat on my body. And now I'm 10 pounds heavier again, and I can see it visually. I'm like, that's not how I looked like 2 months ago. So there's that part of it, right? Where I know I am over the weight that I want to be. I feel like I'm comfortable these days at around 75 to 77 kilograms, and I'm like at 82 right now. So that's where I find myself, slowly but surely getting better at acceptance kind of vibe. Already switched to all messages. I'm happy that both of our powers are back on. Joy Vive. The manifestation worked. Like I think our power just went on as well. Like I don't know who happened. Like as I was walking inside to go and check, but like my battery wasn't charged much, and the fridge was still peeping because it lost temperature while it was off. I like the idea of trying every diet and seeing which one fits your body. It's an excellent approach to personalized health practices. Exactly. It should be experiential, right? Because again, if you feel like shit and you lose a bunch of weight, then it's not really worth it, right? Like you should actually feel good, on the diet that you're eating. How's the world? Melt, you don't look love again to you. You don't need to obsess with that. You don't need to obsess with what you look like. We should be focused more on how we feel. I don't know if we were saying the same thing at the same time. Pay more attention, and you'll find what is helping you and what is hurting you, what gives you and what takes from you energy. I love noticing my patterns to try and break the loop. This is the way. Regulating my eating has been doing wonders for me. Adding in daily yoga practice, I feel I sleep better, and I'm losing gang weight that I gained over lockdown. So many positives. Joy Vive, today practicing, I was just like thinking again, where I was like, I don't know if I should say this, might be insulting, right? But I was like thinking to myself that even if you were just tuning into the yoga streams to like lay in bed and watch me do yoga, I was like, this is still good. So the fact that you're like echoing again how the yoga has helped you sleep better, how this practice, is serving your body. I'm so proud of you, friend. Just thank you for inspiring me, in the same way. Bless you. My gut literally is falling apart in the started falling apart in the vegetarian diet. I like the taste, but 10 minutes after eating, just pains and muscle weakness. You tested, and now you know. That's what makes me happy at the very least, Melita. Thank you for showing up for your body. Fermented veggies are sometimes safe, though. I would probably keep fermented veggies in my diet as well. I also do enjoy vegetables, right? Like, I love broccoli. I have loved broccoli since I was a literal infant, right? My parents never had to coax me or trick me into eating my vegetables. I was just like munching that stuff down. Like it was never a problem for me. Being hungry in general was never a problem for me as a child. Can you hear that Quayful? He's doing Quayful things. You can hear him, right? Quack! Ah! Quack! Ah! They're so freaking parrot-like. I love them. Wild parrot dudes. Shan, yes indeed, I'm strong and I'm pretty healthy. And I don't like the way I look, but I love how I feel most of the time. I feel like it's an advantage to not be hindered by excessive vanity. Oh, absolutely. I honestly believe the world would be a better place if we were all vampires and we couldn't see ourselves in the mirrors. I really do think the world would be better. I think like everything would be better if we didn't know what we looked like. We could see each other, but you can't see yourself. What a trip that would be, though. Like imagine society where nobody knows what they look like. I think it would be a good thing. Some burps flying over me. Look at them burps. Going and being free. You look good to me, Joe, especially those shoulders. I bet you're really good at picking things up and putting them back down again. You'll see. Cool it down, JV. Don't make me get the fire hydrant. I experienced the same thing till I started using magnesium, the only supplement to electrolyte. Mel, once I did that, game changer. There we go. Check for with what I got. Love is true. Melty has power too. Now we can take over the world. We have the power. We have the people. And we have the soul. We have the heart. We have the willingness to show up for it. Joy V. That's all we really need. They call me the bull. We have been brainwashed into what is beautiful and good looking. It's so unrealistic and it's not good for us in any way, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Our bodies are all beautiful and unique, just like our personalities. Bless. Such a beautiful point you're making. I completely agree, Shan. 1616 as the power comes back on. 1720 for me right now. Maybe you're an hour behind me right now. Maybe like we mismatched instead of rematched or something. Honestly believe that this physical form is secondary to our spiritual health. I know that they exist in balance, but clearing up your looks doesn't come anywhere close to cleaning up the spirit. In fact, it might make it harder for your spirit to be clean if you become super excessive and obsessive about your physical appearance, right? Like you might dissociate more from your true self, that is spirit, that is the immortal, that is the infinite, for the sake of this temporary self, right? And I've seen this happen to a great deal many people where they might be societally extremely attractive and they get away with things and they get certain treatment from the world and they treat themselves in a certain way and they hold themselves to a certain standard because of what they look like. And then as time inevitably passes, it doesn't heal that wound, it exacerbates it. Right, Warren? Makes it worse, right? Where now you built your entire life based on how you look like. Your entire frame of reference is based on how attractive you are. And then suddenly you're no longer as attractive anymore. And then people start treating you differently. And now you have absolutely no frame of reference to how to deal with reality because you're no longer the hot 21-year-old, masculine or feminine, doesn't really matter. And like that's the fractal of time that doesn't heal necessarily. And again, to attach it to the point we were trying to make, when it comes to the emotional / spiritual side of things, it bypasses, makes things easier, right? Instead of being a reasonable human being that knows how to communicate with others, you are attractive. So you just get away with not being a reasonable human being and not knowing how to communicate with others. So yeah. Spirituality, how about that? Doesn't really have a place in the extremely hot person's existence until they get old enough, and then it has to, right? It's literally who you are. Not replacing the battery in my scale was the best thing I ever did. I haven't weighed myself in well over a year. Love is true. You are beautiful. just as you are. Physical form. Joy Vive, I totally appreciate how hard it is just to show up for yoga in our time zone. Overslept my stupid alarm again today. Love is true. Thank you, Kristen, for being here right now. My grandma's saying was, when I look good, I feel good. And to me, that's what it means when I've got all my shit together. I feel unstoppable, and I totally do. And that's also good, right? Again, and I've had that experience myself, I feel good about myself because I'm strong, right? And feeling that way makes me feel good. I know it looks good. Like my way of doing yoga, for example, I know that I'm doing the yoga good, right? I'm looking good while doing this yoga, and it makes me feel good, right? But again, how good you look doing yoga isn't as much of a function of how skinny you are, but how much control you have, right? How strong you are. Where if I'm doing a certain pose, right? Like for instance, there's like two of them that are like good metrics for how strong I feel in any given moment. One of them is my warrior. So it's like this leg far out extended. Let me get center frame a little bit more. This leg far out extended and this one back, right? And this one has to be in like a 90-degree angle. And then it's going up and then going all the way down again, right? And my ability to control that transition is more important to me than how skinny I look doing it. That's one. And then the other one is this one, when there's like a wide-legged forward fold, right? Where you go down and then you can stay in that one for a while. And then instead of just like jerking myself up, I like to control this pose on the way up as well, right? And I can feel myself utilizing muscles that I've been working towards for a very long time. And like that stuff makes me feel better than just looking a certain way in the mirror. No. How crazy would it be for none of us to actually do the yoga with you? We all just sipped coffee and tuned in to watch your yoga. I'm gonna pretend like I haven't thought that that is 100% a possibility, Joy Vive, because none of you friends turn your cameras on, right? And I'm painfully aware of that fact. Like I'm technically, in my mind, sometimes the only one doing it. And I'm like, this is fine. This is completely fine. Oh, okay. How crazy would it be if it did that, if I did that at work? The last thing I read was you not drinking caffeine, so I might be missing something. I'm imagining we all have our cameras on for it too, Joy. Drinking coffee, just watch me creating beads of sweat, shakily breathing. All of these people watching me. Melty, I'm with you on that, Fractal. How amazing would it be if we lived in a world without reflections? You can only see others. It would simplify so many convoluted issues in society. It will force us to love one another a little bit more genuinely as well, right? Because in my mind, if you are more loving towards others, they will be more loving towards you. And if you don't know what you look like, you might be the hottest person in the world, you might be super ugly. You'll notice every single time I'm nice to other people, they're nice to me, right? And it will like dissociate / detach the fractal of, oh, people are nice to me because I'm hot, to people are nice to me because I'm nice to people, right? And I'm hoping that we can still move in that direction. For me, I believe it's going to happen by your reflection changing. When you can artificially augment yourself, be it in the physical realm or in the digital realm, when you look in the mirror, you're going to see something else than just this physical form, which by society standard is attractive or not. No. My hair would be jacked up if I couldn't look in the mirror. Oh, mine too. My hair would be an absolute disaster at all times, probably. Typical yoga pants coffee bitch session. I'm down. Imagine that's why vampires keep human pets, probably. Melty, If I love again to you, bro. I often don't look in the mirror, even before heading out for the morning. It probably shows. You're beautiful nonetheless, Bethany. That keeps the human pets to comb their hair. Boop. There is power in that, absolutely. I was never a hot 21-year-old. I don't know if I was a hot 21-year-old, technically. I just know more now, right? So I would keep sipping sips of that time juice, right? If I have like 80 years of time juice, I'll keep sipping it back to 21 until I have no more left, right? And then I'll, start aging again or whatever. I was big pregnant at 21, smoking out though, absolutely. As a vampire, a human assistant would be invaluable. In a very tolerant universe, there would be an applications to fill out and competition to beat. Make sure you have the best CV for your new vampire overlord. That sounds hilarious. Feel beautiful all the time. I'm okay with that. Love is true. Mel's just showing off right now. Why don't you do a wheel while you're at it? Oh yeah? Oh yeah? You think I'm showing off right now? You're challenging me to do a wheel? There's your wheel, Joy V. And then I can do like a, oh, yeah. Yeah. Wheel pose is usually the one that other people tend to find super impressive. I remember at John's grandparents' place when I did my yoga outside. His granddad, technically step granddad or whatever, but his granddad like looked at me doing yoga outside and he was like, and then you did this thing where you were like, and I was like, yeah. It was like, I'll break my back or something. That one is also, weirdly enough, so that's why I was willing to go and do it. That's also one of the ones that brings pride into me, right? Being able to do that pose and being able to drop myself down and re-extend, that's not easy. That's not easy if you haven't developed those muscles. So being able to do it with such ease makes me feel strong, and that makes me feel good. It's kind of vibe. So yeah. No, no, no. Your pants look a bit restrictive for yoga poses. No, they add like resistance. They add a sense of I'm pushing against something, not only against my own body. Look at that strong bass. Time spent and time rewarded. When your body feels good, you tend to gain speed. And so you actually regain that effort spent of fine-tuning the body. Kind of crazy, huh? The way that I said it today to myself, trying to articulate, I was like thinking about like company culture and like if I have a company one day, wanting to make exercise a part of the culture. And I was like, that sounds very culty and like people aren't going to be happy about that. And the way that I was trying to articulate it to my future employees was thinking of it like free work when you have to work, right? Where if you exercise and you're strong, then other things that you have to do with your body become so much easier in comparison. It's free. Does it make sense? A way to explain it would be like legs, right? Like for me, petting my cats while only standing on one foot and like bending my knee a little bit and balancing in that pose, and then being able to move my other limb like gently enough to not crush my kitties, but also present enough for them to, feel my presence. It's a certain level of control. And when I started doing it initially, I had absolutely no balance, right? So it felt like it was a lot of work, hard work, in order to do that. And at this point, it's like nothing. It's free in comparison. And I do see exercise as that. It's like you doing this hard work to, in comparison, make your normal life a little bit more free, a little bit easier in comparison at the very least. You don't want to see me at 5 a.m. No one wants to see me at 5 a.m. I scare myself. Me too, Joy Vive. I'm definitely not the most attractive person directly as I wake up. I look a little bit like I'm not very happy to exist. I'm like, Yes. What's happening right now? Time is cyclical and reciprocal. Give some and you will receive some. Just in another form of energy. This was time, literally, right? Took time for this thing to be manufactured, took time for this weed to grow, took time for it to eventually end up in my little pipe. And it's taking me some time to now smoke, or vaporize, technically. Hmm. Do y'all get extra moves to your yoga? I had twist of the warrior, a push up and planks of the cobra, and others too. Makes me feel good. Good. I'm happy that you are. I try to keep mine pretty vanilla. The only thing I add is my wheel pose at the end of my normal bridge to legs, to L's. I don't know what you're supposed to call that other pose, but I don't add to the rest. I'm happy that you do though. Getting even stronger. Same joy. I don't consider a robe and a pair of sweatpants to be dressed. The camera stays off during yoga. Love is true. Either way, thank you for joining me. That's what's most important. I add an extra reps. Bless. I've changed a transition. It makes me feel like a graceful waterbender, and I like it. I've changed a transition for your poses. Nice. I'm so happy to hear you friends are making it your own practice. That is what yoga is about, literally. So that that brings me so much joy. I'd feel it for a day if I did that yoga pose. That's the point, right? Like I do it every day. All those three poses that you saw me do today, I do those every single day. Every day. I have been doing them every single day for a little bit longer than a year now. A year and a bit, right? And it's not me being like, oh, so braggy, braggy. No, because I've been doing it every day for the last year. Now it's just another thing, right? Like doing these streams. Like, sure, impressive that I've been doing it for so long, but technically, I'm just doing a thing today. Like the same way that you make yourself coffee, right? I'm doing this thing. I'm doing this thing now, right? It is very important to me, and I apply personally a lot more significance to it. But the actual act of doing is simple. And as you do these things, it becomes a part of you. No longer is difficult. You no longer get hurt or feel hurt for days afterwards. And I mean, Joy Vive was feeling it a little bit when she was just starting, right? Like, I don't know how your process is right now, Joy Vive. Are you still feeling a little bit sore after you practice yoga? Or has that gone away for you too? You have to start with glute bridges and push-ups, Joe. Those work. I'm so seriously excited and proud of you for doing this. Thank you, Jovan. Me too. I'm strong AF, and I'm strong all day, every day. My body doesn't ever go, this is easy. I mean, maybe there's a reframe of time waiting for you. Talk that. Okay. This is a company. There are companies that make exercise part of the culture and meditation, and they don't call it that. Yeah, I guess, Nancy, right? It's just my mind trying to be super mindful of other people, even before having to be mindful of those people. So that by the time I have to be mindful of people, I have been mindful of the mindfulness that I'll have to have while being mindful of people. Double, triple, quadruple mindfulness, you know. Try and be the best person that I can be for the people that actually look up to me. My family hates me at 5 a.m. It's time to do stuff. I'm just up and ready to go. They need some mic-free time to accumulate, to acclimate, sorry. Duck Dad could run through the walls for 5 hours a day and then go to the story time for kiddos. I mean, again, your body might not say this is easy, but you might say that it's easy for you to wake up and be that person at 5 a.m. When to other people, that's not the case. You've been doing it for so long, it's become a part of your experience kind of vibe. No, makes 5.8. You'll be describing today. You're also one of those psychopaths who wake up singing. High five. Like the superhero Quacksilver. All right, I'm gonna go Drax them Schlouts. Okay, bye. Love to you, Mariah. There's going to be a small subset of humanity that know what it means to go and drag some sklouts, right? And that small part of humanity is going to be people who know Key and Peele. So I get it. I get it, Mariah. Go and drag some schlouts, whatever. You know, make sure you don't overdo it. I don't like being up, but if stuff needs to be done, it needs to be done. Exactly, Quacksilver. I'm actually now getting that fractal Quicksilver, but Quacksilver instead. Draxdem's Clouch, y'all, she's getting hammered. Or wrangling children. Maybe you're just showing them, Key and Peele. Lurk mode, love you, Nancy. I've never made that connection, but it checks out. I am sore every day, but it's fine. And I only really notice if I've been sitting, working on the couch for too long. It makes me more mindful to stretch and not to sit for long periods. It's unhealthy. Yeah. Like this is like the yogi in me is like feeling this extreme sense of like my spine wants to straighten, my chest wants to be puffed out, and be like, yeah. Yeah. How about that, Joy Vive? You have unlocked the truth that in fact, all life is yoga. And when you start practicing yoga, you cannot help but realize that all life is yoga. The real yoga practice is you living your life. It is you getting up and stretching a little bit after sitting for a long time working. It is you moving your body in ways that you know is good for you, even though you don't realize that you haven't been moving that way. Like the twists, for example. Right now, if you want to give me your time, just do a twist, right? If you're sitting down, one way could be like to hook this hand onto the opposing knee and then just twist your back a little bit and then look back as far as you possibly can, right? Doing that alone already changes the experience, right? If you're standing, just like do a little bit of a swingies. And then another one is just to like raise your hands up high and then to lean into these side bodies. Yeah, that one you feel, right? That one is, woo! Even me. Those are really tight because you always walk with your arms to your sides. You sleep with your arms to your sides. You sit with your arms to your sides. It's very rare for us to these days have our arms in this extended position. And then when you extend them, it like pulls all of this muscle taut as well. And then if you like lean into that tight muscle, all of this stuff is super tight. Super tight. It's good for you to stretch, yo. Destroy your fascia, or at least keep your fascia elastic, right? Important. You have multiple different types of tissues going through your body. Sure, bone and muscle and skin, but also these tendons that connect muscle to the bones. These like lines, like you have a line of fascia that goes from the tip of your toes all the way to the top of your spine and connects to your skull, right? So while you're doing certain yoga poses, you can feel this band of tightness going all the way from your feet to your spine. And like feeling stuff like that connects you with the understanding of what yoga is supposed to be, right? Yoga technically means to unite, right? To be in the yoke of. Hey, Google, define yoga. What does it mean? Let's see if we can get a Google answer. Yoga. This is just like the boring fractal. Hey, Google. Hey, Google. Define the word yoga, its origins. A Hindu, also not the information that I want. How am I going to get the information I want, friends? The root, should I ask that? What is the root of the word yoga? Hey Google, what is the word, what is the root of the word yoga? There we go. To join, to yoke, to unite, right? Yush, to join, to realize that you are in this experience and to join with it, to become a union within this own, like technically as above, so below. The entire universe is a physical being, little fractal that you are. So yeah, thank you for saying these things, Joy Viv. All right, I'll give you the $20 after stream. I didn't even have to bribe you. You just say all of these things. It just makes me so happy to hear about your growth in the same way. Like I've experienced the same stuff in my journey. No. Adding small exercises throughout the day helps me not be sore. I have a super bad habit of sitting at my desk for 16 hours a day. Yeah, I feel many people have. So I think it's something to be ashamed of. More something that we get to be aware of. And that awareness directly, directly correlates to your own state of being, wellness, if you will. I have a lot of energy, so I'm usually up and moving around throughout the day, but I definitely notice when I've been sitting for too long. Hope today brings you joy. Take care. Love to you, Aunt B. Thank you for spending some time with us. Thanks, Melty. Stretching was a good idea. Thank you, Joe Schmo, for stretching with me. I feel better as well. Walk barefoot in the tall grass. I did that today on purpose. I was like, I'm gonna go and put my feet on some grass. And it felt good, dude. I was like, yeah, I'm here for this. Yes, but don't be a baby. I think you want the etymology. Yeah, I did. I got what I was looking for. And I did say those two words. I did say to unite and to yoke. I did technically say both of them. I just wanted to be extra sure, right? Like if I'm gonna taught myself to be a yogi, I have to at least know what the word yoga means, right? It would be a little bit embarrassing. But yeah, in my mind, that's the point, right? To unite with yourself. And nobody can do that for you. That's the joke, right? Nobody can yoga for you. Nobody can reach that point of unity within the self for yourself. That's why you have to do it for yourself, and that's like one of my favorite lines. Sometimes I say it, in stream, like the yoga stream. I say to people, thank you for doing that which only you can do for yourself, right? Like honoring the other person for doing that which only you can do for yourself, because nobody can do it for you, unfortunately. Maybe with enough technology we can do it for you. But I don't know if it's going to be that beneficial, right? The way that I see exercise these days as well is like channels, where every single time I do something that requires my brain to generate a signal and to send that signal down my central nervous system and then move my muscles in a certain way. Like it goes in the reverse. Like we think about muscle growth as something that happens in the outside world, but contracting those muscles literally is asking of your brain to bzzz in a certain pattern, right? Which means, in my mind, there is growth that happens in your brain as well while you exercise. I think I sprained my toe coming out of Cal yesterday. I've never had a sprained toe before. I'm sorry to hear that, Joy Vive. I know what you mean. I know what you mean. For me, I don't really sprain my toes, but I'll be aware enough to not push myself further. For me, it's like the downward facing dogs, and it is technically you coming out of cow because you have your toes like tucked, and then you're like pushing back over that tucked toe onto trying to get down to your heels, which usually doesn't happen. You're kind of like still taught, most people, at least me included, sometimes, like that's the thing about yoga as well. Is like you'll see how you change from day to day. Like you'll see how you make progress, and then the next day, all of the progress you made and some is lost out of nowhere, and you're like, bro, what the hell? And you didn't really do anything that different. That's just how sensitive your body is. And like then there's like within the whole yogic philosophy, the importance of like mind, where the stuff you think ends up encoding into your body and stuff like that as well. So yeah, there's a lot to be discovered. I feel like yoga, and like the yogic philosophies, Hinduism, does have a lot to offer, Western societies as well. We'll see as things continue forward. While you're stretching, don't forget the handy dandy vagus nerve. Exactly. You're existing cow. Cow is a yoga pose, Joe. Yeah. Man. That like took me on like a weird fractal for a second there. Just thinking about like our beloved Joy Vive being very literal. And she's coming out of a cow for one of the yoga poses. That sounds like an extreme yikes. I'm gonna stop imagining right now. You came up on my dining floor. I always sit too long. I zone out and get hyper focused on work or whatever I'm doing. I can't forget about my body for hours and hours. I can forget about my body. Sometimes it's nice to, Hey, Heather. So nice seeing you here with us, friend. Hope you're doing well too. Sending you lovin's. Okay, now I'm lurking. Now I'm thinking that privacy gusts probably hurts pretty bad. Yeah, I picked up some Mac 1 and Lemon Bean yesterday on discount. They are my two ultimate favorite strains. You got both of them on discount? Were only certain strains on discount, or was there like a store-wide discount? Not gonna judge either way, but I would be more synchronistically impressed if your two favorite strains were the ones on discount. So I'm happy that you got your haul, bro. Bless you, bless your marijuanas. Smoke it with intention. Every puff, be like, what am I smoking for right now? Right now, what am I putting this chemical in my body for? To experience time differently. That is this intention. I want to experience time differently. Beautifully would be even more appreciated, but differently, absolutely. And there it goes. Evaporation. Smartphones? I thought it was a typo. Smartphones, they do that sometimes. We had a good stream though. Pippi is joining me on my lap again. Let's pull a card, shall we? Finish up. Give us a good send off for the rest of our day. Get to be grateful that I have power again. Hopefully they don't switch our power off later because they're supposed to. It was supposed to, get turned off at anyway, like around 9. Hopefully they keep it on because they didn't give us electricity all day, but I don't know if we'll be that lucky. Card time! Yeah, it's card time indeed. I have it here today. Get a Pippi and a card pull. Isn't that cute, Pippi? Wanna help me pick a card? You have to like smell the deck. Smell the deck. To help me pick a card. Smell one of the decks. She's like, I see you smelling things, but I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I feel like that was her telling me to pull the card. That little movement. Rain is softly falling on my tin roof, and the breeze just slightly blowing in is at 21 degrees Celsius. The fish are jumping and the birds are singing. Life is good. Dark blue or gray? I'm happy that you're having such a beautiful time, bro. Almost purple. There's a different dispensary that takes stuff from all of the other dispensaries that doesn't sell as fast and sells it for 30% cheaper. Bless. Let's see what this card is. So, like, what's the origin of you teaching yoga? Brother Ryan just rocked up one day and was like, yo, I'll teach you yoga. That sounds cooler, to be completely honest. I want to say yes, Like, I'm seeing it like a, I don't know, like Kung Fu movie vibes, right? Brother Ryan shows up as my sensei and then teaches me all of the ways, right? That sounds so cool. But no, that's not how it actually worked. What ended up happening is Brother Ryan found me on RPAN, was listening in on my whole want to do streams every single day and like that commitment that I have. And then he nodded. He, what do I want to say, gathered. He approached me, sent me a message on my, think at that point it might have been like Reddit directly, mentioned that he owns a yoga studio, mentioned that they have these programs where they, give people certifications. And then I said yes, kind of vibe. He was like, it's going to be some time. Like it's a 200-hour course, which means you have to be getting educated for 200 hours, which was 10 hours a pop for 20 days. And I could only do it starting at was it like 6? I don't know, it was like 6, right? Because I had to leave during that time. And then it only like finished around like 4 or 5 a.m. And that was rough for a while there, but then I got certified. And Brother Ryan was like at that point teaching me this yoga sequence that I'm doing right now. And then I took over and I became like one of the daily slots. I think I'm the only daily yoga teacher on the Soul of Yoga right now. So that's like the little arc. I really do like the rocking up and him going, yo, I'll teach you yoga. That sounds so cool. That sounds too cool for me. I still haven't revealed this card. Want to see what it is? We haven't pulled this one in a while. But it's 55 minutes past right now. And it's card 55. And there's your blue. Dark blue. It is technically a dark blue. I feel like this one in the bottom is kind of grayed out. But there's a big orange there as well. Red. Maybe it's a red. Could be like seen as a red as well. Especially compared to this pink. Yes, I knew you would be so stoked about this, Jovan. I knew it. Oh, love is true. Those are both premium live resin cartridges. So I was pretty surprised to actually see them there. Bless, bro. I was thinking orange, but it transformed. Love is true. You were already seeing it through, Melt. This is the way. It was definitely in the show of Daily Fractal. Life will see you too, right? Sure, I would like things to be more. I do like more. You might have noticed. Oh, how about more? How about that? But unfortunately, more is not always what I need. And I need to know that. I need to learn that about myself and about time. There will always be more as time continues. But what you need right now might not be more. You might just need some time. Toasty Malosi joining us to do the octa motion with me. Come on, baby. Let's go on. Oh, so much love. Melty, thank you for doing what you're doing, my brother. Your devotion is impressive to witness. I love and cherish these moments. Melton Moore, you are all so beautiful. And you are loved. No, you, Joe Schmo. Thank you for loving all of us, bro. Like, again, and I'll keep saying this every single time you honor me. And it doesn't mean that I don't appreciate you honoring me in this way. If not for you showing up with me, if not for you witnessing my impressive devotion, then it doesn't mean anything, technically, right? So again, the importance, the significance is a direct result of your significance. So thank you. Thank you for seeing me, bro. That's all I can keep saying. Today marks 2 weeks. I'll send little toast, Lovin's Daily. 2 weeks. 2 weeks, 14 days, and there will be a new pair of lungs breathing this air. Octa motion. Flow. Let's see how this card reads. Flow and flexibility. I did pull it upside down, so I'll read the upside down meaning first. And it goes, either too great a flow or not enough can hinder your movements. Dance, run, or engage in any type of movement to help aid in your return to flexibility and flow. Stretch and move the body, mind, and spirit. Right? Like, I honestly feel like I'm making this stuff up. That's how trippy it feels sometimes, right? It's like the universe is like right up here looking at us. We're like, what's happening here now? How about I pull this card and show it to you so you can feel extra seen? Thank you, Francine Hart. The universe as Francine Hart, poking into our third eyes. You can't always get what you want, but you try. Sometimes you might find you get what you need. Absolutely, bro. Bless you with abundance with that fractal. Joe, yesterday I woke up feeling like an imposter. So if you see a superhero, then the truth must be somewhere in between. I love you, little brother, as we love you. Dear Shell. I had to make sure I'm on all messages for a second. This is the card for the Flower Remedy Rock Water. How about that? I've been taking the Flower Remedy Rock Water actually. That card is spot on. Kudos. Love is true. If you're breathing, you're flowing. With that in mind, let's go into the octopuses. Are known for their ability to swim with fluidity and to conceal themselves as they crawl across the reef. If you are fortunate enough to see one, it is likely they are demonstrating the dance of octomotion, demonstrating graceful and flexible movement. They can pull their arms into tightly coiled spirals or stretch them beyond what seems possible. The mantle can take on the spiky appearance of seaweed or the bumpy texture of coral. The octopus is the eight-legged master of motion and flexibility. Octagonal geometry inlaid into this card enhances the power of eight and speaks of resonance and periodic renewal. This card asks you to examine how ideas and events are moving towards the subject of your inquiry. Are you in resonance with the flow? Are you engaging the situation with optimism, suppleness, and flexibility? If so, this card applauds the serenity of your intentions, the sincerity of your intentions. Or do you feel the need to camouflage your ideas and emotions by adapting yourself to what you believe is expected of you? Hmm? The path. There are many ways to move through a situation. The path of least resistance and flow is generally the easiest. Remember, however, not to consent to rigidity in the situation or permit it to obscure your light. The worth of your voice will be made apparent as you recognize and honor your dedication to integrity and expressing your personal truth. Renew your intent to be flexible in body, mind, and spirit while respecting the truth at your core. Hot damn, yo! Isn't that a little bit too on the nose? Right? Like sometimes I wonder why I'm saying certain things. Like I was like really thinking about why I wanted to talk about yoga today. And I was like, bro, people don't care. Like I was like tripping out about that. I was like, while I was like reading going through the whole two yoke, the importance of yoga, the whole fascia connected thing. I was like, bro, why are you talking about this? Right? People don't care. And I know this, at least, somewhat. Some people don't care. Most people, I should say, don't care. And then I read this card and it just feels like, yeah, that is what you were supposed to talk about, bro. Flexibility and flow. Connecting it to this process, to this journey that every single one of us are on, right? Like you're gonna wanna be flexible till the day you die. I promise. I promise you. You're never gonna be like, oh, I'm so flexible and my muscles, have all of this range. This sucks. Maybe some people, like, I'm recently schooling myself as well. Like, some people might be so flexible that they don't actually hold it together. But I feel like that would be the minority, right? Like, there's a reason that people that age end up like becoming more and more closed off. That's literally your fascia strapping you down, kind of vibe. You wanna sit on my lap? Come, come, come. Take it to your heart that your yoga practice is an inspiration to many hearts right now, including mine, even though I'm not joining you at all. I'm practicing too. I know you are. Love to you. Thank you, friend. The, the yoga practice is for me the easiest, right? Like having a set time and doing it for like 20 minutes a day, right? Like sometimes, and I'm not really ashamed to say this, sometimes the only exercise I'll do is that 20 minutes. But at least every day I know that I've done at least that 20 minutes. And that, helps me keep it together as well in some ways. Thank you for keeping it together, Shaw. Swampy, are you around today to do a little voice chat and help me with my shed idea? Yeah. We drifted to tides because we have faith in the ocean. We have faith that we will find dry land and fresh water when we need it. We float on the waves of energy in the same way. Bless. This card makes me realize I haven't had a calamari in a long time, and that makes me sad. Me too. I haven't had calamari in like half a decade or something, bro. We don't live close to the ocean, as some of your friends might know. So calamari is not exactly on the menu. Doug, yeah, man, I'm around today. I'm rained out here, so I'll definitely have some downtime. Bless. Thank you, friends, for connecting. This is how we love. The earth is alive right now. I know. You wanna see them? They landed on that thing. They stopped screaming though, so maybe I'll have a little bit of time to play my kalimba. I feel like those clouds have some nice color to them. As soon as it catches my face, it overexposes. Ha, Didas! Ha, almost come on! They really do make themselves known as they approach. I'm so ashamed to say that some days I only exercise once a day and not multiple times a day. There's nothing to be ashamed of. The fact that you exercise at least once a day is already a marked improvement over people who don't exercise at all. So I'm proud of you. Or maybe you were just joking. Yeah, you were just joking with me. Don't you weaponize my pain. Did you see that bug just looked like an alien spaceship for a second? Joy Vive, it's rough being critical on thyself. I will be a mushroom while I play my kalimba. Can you hear yourself sometimes now? It's some fresh oysters last week and they hit the spot. So much love. You hear that, Melt? As you said it, as you said, you're fine. I know. I know. I know. I know that. That's why I wasn't ashamed. I was specifically mentioning that I'm not ashamed to say. Is that a precursor to shame? That I was at some point shamed and then I unashamed myself. Let me see if that's is a better scene that way. Yeah, actually I like this one more. You too? Good. Okay. Let me play some kalimba. Yeah? Okay, I just wanted to like be like yay. And just like that, we can bring it back. That one scared me too. I'm not gonna lie. That one is also pretty yikes for me. Okay, let me get this put away. Ah, them parrots. Hear that? Love is true. Picturesque. So happy to share it with you all. I put an extra large dollop of whipped cream in my coffee today. It's the little things. Yes, it is. Cream and coffee is such a combination. African sunset from the back patio. What a cool time to be alive. Very unlikely, but so beautiful. All right, the fact that we have this capacity. You're seeing a dude who's at the end of his day right now. The sun is literally setting for me. In a few hours, I'll be sleeping. You'll still be awake, going about your day, being my light buddies on the other side of the world. So much love to every single one of you friends. Thank you for spending these moments with me. There's an expat fam I follow that were going on home tours in Joburg, dude. Suddenly points the camera at the sky and just goes off about how fake it looks, how amazing, how amazing this sky is all the time there. Like, to be completely honest, Joy Vive, it really is that way, right? Like, I feel like it's like a whole positioning, like an equator thing, like the fact that we're like at the bottom of the planet, like our clouds and our sunsets and stuff is pretty, spectacular. You want to sit on my lap, Peppy? You want to sit on my lap? You want to try? You can try. There's space for you. There's space for you. Come closer. There you go. There you go, sweetie. Is that what you wanted? Can I fix your ear? There you go. What's your mighty? What? Watch it, watch it. Watch. Oh, you want some more? Okay. I'll give you some lovings, okay. Watch how much Josh is. To be such a creature. I'm happy to hear you hearing all of these good vibes, Joyviv. Anytime now, we'll have a Joyviv, a South African citizen as well. Feeling gratitude, yes, for all of you and us. For all of me and you and us. Love to you. Joe, thank you so much for being a part of this loving fractal. For allowing us to have these loving moments. Getting to be present in this loving energy. Taking this time to heal, right? Adding even more of the fractal. Eggnog, take care, Joe Bod. Love is true. We can read our Shan message. Sweetie, sweetie. She's looking at me with those eyes of like, why are you not giving me all of your attention? Oh. There you go. Okay. Have the most beautiful day, everyone. I sincerely love you all so very, very superously, duperously, extremely macho, grande, ginormously, gargantuanly, galactically, insanely, immensely, dearly, beloved, completely, confidently, cosmically, new word unlocked that I don't know how to read. Concupiscent. Concupiscent. Hey Google, define concupiscent. Filled with sexual desire or lustful. That one was unexpected. At least I know what it means now. Concupiscent. Concupiscent. Again, please? Again. I heard you say it. Bruh, now it's gone. Concupiscent. That's not the. It's okay. Concupiscent Meltmore. Yeah, I'll take it. And all of you, oh so very, very, absolutely spectacularly, stunningly, sensationally, elegantly, enchantingly, magnificently, magnanimously Great, gratifyingly, greatly, gorgeously, gleamingly, glaciatingly, magically magical, divine, truly treasured friends that allow time to heal all wounds. So much love to you, Shan. Thank you. I honestly feel like I'm forming new neuronal connections and trying to read those sentences. Maybe it's doing the same for you and just reading them. Maybe it's doing the same for you and listening to them. So, love is true. Thank you for putting all of those beautiful words in all of our minds. I appreciate it. Uh, I forgot my canoe in the water and it's raining like a bastard, girl. That sounds like one of those like, do I care? I should care. I'm supposed to care probably. But do I care? I can feel it, Joshmo. Hope you get your canoe out of the water, bro. I look forward to doing yoga with you IRL next December. I still won't do yoga on camera, not even if I'm there. You can do it off camera. I would look forward to being able to do yoga with you. It will be a blessing. Gotta go fish out my boat before it fills up with rain. Bless, dude. Shit. Love is true. Love? Love is ringing true. Hasn't been any less true ever. Thank you. Alright, come here. Don't hurt me. Don't you hurt me. I'm just gonna try and love you a little bit. Yeah, I'm just gonna love you some little bit. Yeah, yeah. Get you to be a little baby. I'm gonna be a little baby. Yeah. You know, baby. Sweetie patootie. You're gonna be a baby. Thank you, dear friends, for joining me, sharing these moments of calm, of gentle joy, of love alongside me. We're gonna be done for today. Thank you for joining me. I was highly passionate. Highly passionate technically checks out as a synonym for that word. Love is true. Thank you for being highly passionate with me. I'll see you again soon. Tomorrow sounds accurate when you say it like that. Yeah, exactly. Love you. Thank you for joining me, for loving me, for being in this moment with me. See you, friends, again soon. I love you too. Goodbye for now. Blessings.